The man only brushed his hand against his daughter's arm, yet the next second, she cried out in pain. When he rolled up her sleeve to check, he saw her arm was covered in a row of blisters. Only then did his wife finally reveal the truth. All of their daughter's injuries were thanks to his sister-in-law and her son, and he himself could not escape responsibility. Because he had always turned a blind eye to how they treated his wife and child, he had let the sister-in-law's family grow more arrogant and abusive. It was only now that the man realized the younger brother's family, who had always seemed so kind, were in fact vicious behind the scenes. The truth was, this man had been reborn. In his previous life, he had believed his younger brother's slander, believing them when he told him that his wife and daughter had stolen something. In a fit of rage, he had driven the two of them out of the house. Tragically, they were later killed in a car accident. After losing them, the man fell into despair. With no one to rely on, he went to work as a laborer in his brother's feed factory. 30 years passed in the blink of an eye. With his help, the brother's feed factory eventually went public. The man thought better days were finally ahead, but on the day of the IPO, an accident left him with a fatal head injury. The younger brother, robust and able, wanted to help, but his wife stopped him. Hearing this, the man was instantly furious. He had devoted 30 years to helping this family, only to end up like this. Seeing that things had gone so far, the sister-in-law stopped pretending and told him everything. His wife and daughter had never stolen anything. It had all been her own fabrication. The man had believed her without question, throwing his wife and child out, which led to their fatal accident, and so he had ended up alone and destitute. Hearing this, the man was consumed by regret. As he wept, the towering piles of feed suddenly collapsed, and he died beneath them, taking his endless remorse with him. Perhaps heaven found his fate too unjust, for he was given a chance to start over. When he opened his eyes again, he realized he had been reborn 30 years earlier. As he stood frozen in shock, his younger brother strode up and began scolding him mercilessly. But the brother didn't know, the man had returned with all his memories. He threw down the sack of feed on his shoulder, then immediately rushed forward to settle the score. After giving his brother a beating, the man wasted not a second and ran straight home. He had no idea that at that moment, his wife and daughter were suffering inhuman abuse. His daughter had only tried to take a piece of meat, but her aunt poured scalding hot water over her arm. Seeing this, the wife rushed to check her daughter's injury, only to be viciously beaten by the malicious sister-in-law. Not satisfied, she turned her malice back to the little girl. Luckily, at the critical moment, the man arrived at the house. But seeing him, the sister-in-law immediately put on a friendly face. After all, their feed factory still depended on his free labor. What she didn't know was, this time, the man had been reborn, and he had long since seen through his sister-in-law's true nature. The man decided to seek justice for his wife and daughter. In the next second, he overturned the table and immediately proposed splitting the family property.